Welcome to a show where we travel around the world and the human brain in search of intelligent life, and
which is probably not here.
it might not be here. I'm your host, Andrew Alston. Maybe you know me as Angry. Maybe you don't. Doesn't matter. Here with me, as always, are my co-hosts, Paul Kelly.
What's up?
Allie Quinn.
Hey.
And Chandler Bing,
Nice.
also known as Mark Chandler.
Nice.
We're going to head on down to Funky Town, where we can get our moral boogie on and explain to you just how fucked up we all are. With that being said, this isn't really just how fucked up we are, but more of just judgmental prickheads. How frustrating can practice be?
Practice.
Yeah.
We're talking about
We're
practice.
talking about practice.
Fucking
Not
practice.
the game practice.
No. We're talking about practice.
Ooh.
You know?
It has its days.
I mean, it doesn't matter what kind of niche you are practicing, whether it's pottery or gardening or playing guitar or drums.
Okay.
That, like, there's a difference between, like, just kind of playing the drums and actually practicing. Mm-hmm. You know, like,
Well, I mean,
pretty important.
Any kind of practice is going to be frustrating, like when you first start
Yeah.
out, because you suck at whatever you like try to do.
yeah, but if you
You're
just,
terrible
like,
at that. So
yeah,
that's
but if
the
you,
whole
like, just
frustrating
jump
part
the
is just
gun,
trying to get good at it.
you know, yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, like once you kind of hit I don't know, like you just have to kind of grind through it. Like the whole process is practicing is just like you want to get better at something.
Yeah.
So like you kind of like you're gonna suck at it for a while until you actually get to that point, and that's like the most frustrating part when you're just like you really want to hit that note or you're trying to do whatever you're trying to do, and yeah, you just can't do it. And you
Paul's
just gotta keep
digging
that shit
deep through
going.
his memories of pottering class.
Oh,
How much
man.
he sucked at it.
So many fucking days, man.
So many clay pots.
So many clay pots, bro.
So many broken cigarette ashtrays.
All thrown out.
Yeah.
I think it's different though, because like there's practice and there's also learning. So
Yeah,
if you're just
yeah.
doing something without knowing if you're getting better at it, are you getting better at it? Because you need to first learn, like teach yourself what you need to do to practice, and then
True.
be strict. And I think that's where people get confused. Like the more you do something, it doesn't mean you're going to get better at it.
Well,
You have
yeah,
to know what you're
generally
supposed
speaking,
to be
I
getting
think
better
it,
at.
It does. I think it would.
I guess
Would
if
it
it's
not?
like an art
Depends.
form, you're definitely getting better at it than I guess if it wasn't.
From my experience.
Just kind of like this podcast.
Wait.
We just keep doing it. Maybe it'll get better.
From my experience, every time I was playing, I wasn't really practicing something new. I was playing something that I've already accomplished and that I can already play. I'm just keeping it up to snuff, right?
Yeah.
Whereas when I'm practicing something, I'm either trying something new or trying a new technique or trying to better something that I'm already doing.
Yeah.
And I find every time that I practice for a little bit, I want to play that much more.
Yeah.
But then also when I play more, I want to practice more because I want to improve
It's
some
a battle
of my skills
for
more.
sure. You got to pick
Right?
one or the other and just have that willpower to stick to it.
And I remember I taught guitar and bass for 10 years, and I'm slowly getting back into it. And I used to tell all of my students that the more you practice, the more you're going to want to play, and the more that you play, you're going to want to practice more.
Yeah.
And I always saw
Sounds
results
great.
when they kind of heard that, and it was it was monumental for me at the time, but then also seeing these kids, 8 to 15 years old, hearing that and being like, oh yeah, if you work hard, you can see results, and then you see results, you're going to want to work harder. So it was a full circle of life.
Yeah, and that's
quote the Lions
Yeah.
Tank.
If you get better at something, you just want to keep doing it.
Yeah.
But
Generally.
especially when it pays off and you see like the results of like hard practice and
Yeah.
like you actually try to better yourself for say like guitar playing, like that's definitely like key to getting better in like anything, like not even just guitar but sort of like anything you try to put your head to.
Gardening. That's going to be me this summer. I know
But
nothing
same
about
thing I
gardening.
said, like
I need
the-
to just do and learn what to do.
You got a
more-
ton of weeds
yeah.
to fucking pick first.
Oh, yeah. I'm ready.
We have 2 rakes now.
Ew.
And a dog.
Get better at that.
Got to get the dog some rakes.
He'll eat everything anyway.
Yeah, he's trying.
Yeah. You don't even need a weed whacker.
Wow.
Do you guys have a garden in your new place?
Not yet.
Not yet.
We will.
We got
Okay.
shovels.
We have a
and
backyard.
hose and
It's gonna needs help. We'll be fine.
we'll get there.
Needs a fence.
Yeah.
You got a full acre of upkeep.
Yeah.
So you got a lot. You got a
Thanks
lot
for
of
the
yard
reminder.
work in the near future.
Yeah. One day at a time.
Yeah, right? We'll get there.
Sooner or later, we'll make it there. Come on, yeah. Should I play the crickets or something?
I know, man.
I was actually expecting it. I was waiting for it.
Apparently, no one gives a fuck about practice.
No, yeah, really. Well, I think we
I
just
feel like we all agree on the like.
yeah, we flew through that too
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah. Well, I guess what about like practicing with other people? How frustrating?
Yeah, how
is
frustrating
that?
is
okay.
that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, like anybody who's in a band, like, everyone's got their own input and everyone's got their own ideas always floating around. So you always have criticism and heads butting. So
And everybody learns at a different speed too, right?
Sure.
Exactly.
And like,
yeah.
But I mean, the
might
whole
learn.
point of coming to rehearsals is to rehearse the material that you have learned.
True.
So you should be practicing at home and coming to rehearsals
Prepared.
with your. It's like going to work.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
You gotta have your tools and such for the job.
Yeah.
So
Know your
And
shit.
you're trying to be a professional about it,
Yeah.
you do your homework. But yeah, you definitely like butt heads at certain points, though. I mean, especially when you write a new song and you get everybody kind of thrown into, especially when you write. I mean, for me, writing a new song and then bringing it to the band for the first time, you've got everyone who kind of wants to throw like their little spin on it, and you kind of throw like, okay, well that was cool, but I had like a different
You got
sound in my head,
creative
like,
control. Yeah,
exactly,
Right.
and that's the worst
that's
thing
a
too.
really hard thing to give up.
Absolutely. Like, especially when you're trying to, like, you have a certain sound in your head and you have a certain drum rhythm and a certain whatever gal that the guitar is going to do and the bass and everything like that. And, when everyone comes like, well, no, I think I'm going to do it kind of like this. And you kind of want to point your finger and they're like, can you just like do it the way, like,
Yeah.
I
Could
hear it in my head.
Yeah.
It's like,
really
I wanna
grinding my
collaborate,
gears.
Yeah.
but,
It's like, man, you're busting my balls. I practice all weekend.
I wrote this really sweet song and you're turning it into a piece of shit.
it's like your favorite part too.
me,
Can we change
Became
this
my
part?
favorite song I wrote to my least favorite.
For me, every time that somebody shows me a song and they ask me to write a part to it, I say I either want it to sound the way you wanted it to or better. So if my part sounds better than the way you wanted it to, I've done my job.
Damn
if
right.
not, I'm going to play exactly what you told me to play.
Yeah,
exactly.
And that's
And that's the way the news goes.
the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That
but
really
I feel
is.
the
Mine
same
was
way
better.
about my. It's up for debate. Vote now. Vote now.
Polls are open.
But I feel the same way if I write a song. Like if you have a different part in your head, show it to me. But don't get offended if I'm like,
If you're like,
no,
"Mm,
it needs.
I wanted to do it
I
this
wanted
way."
it like this because I had a vision. You know.
Yeah.
Unless you can convince me. Well, that's part of being. in a
Yeah.
band.
And it's weird too because it's like you don't want to like suppress like the rest of the musicians' like ability to be creative. Where It's
Right.
like if they have a different vision in their head of I think this would sound better. Like you can't just sort of be like no, we got to play like this.
Right.
Like otherwise you're just kind of like that guy at the band just trying to pointing fingers and running the shit, right?
Right.
And like that ever ends well usually. And
Yeah.
then you get people like, this guy just thinks he can fucking run the band and shit. Like, but I don't know. From my experience, like the songs that I've written through and with like a Curse and Spawn, completely different vision of like, like drums and sort of like as far as like palm muting and kind of like the whole general structure of the song has been like it turns out for the better.
Right.
Like it always
Right.
turns out for the better, where it's like everyone puts their own little spin on it, and like it's not ready at the beginning. It's just kind of like a melting pot of everybody's
Yeah,
input and shit.
you
You
just
have
got
to
to keep
try it at
practicing.
least,
And you
though.
got to keep going.
Right.
Yeah, and like some of the songs like we've written and recorded in the past, like, for at the time, we're like, yeah, that was good. And then the way we played it, a couple of years later, we're like, fuck, that was so much better.
Yeah.
Like I wish
Right.
we can re-record like what we had back in that day for what we have now and play
Yeah.
live. So yeah, it's cool. I mean, like like you could always butt heads and everything, but yeah, my experience, it always kind of balanced itself out at the end of the day.
You got to give it a chance before you shoot it down.
Yeah, and I mean, like
Yeah.
for all of us too, like we're all good friends, like we're all good high school buddies and shit
Yeah.
like that. So like, we got a lot of history in that regard. So like our chemistry just kind of flows, especially after jamming for so many fucking years.
Yeah.
True.
Here's a question
Yeah.
that kind of relates to what you're saying in terms of like wishing you could go back and re-record it. What's everyone's kind of stance on that? Would you
Going
Would
back?
you be judgmental of a band if they went back and rewrote a song?
No.
So
I know it's probably happened, but like
It's happened.
my band just released a 7-inch split with Deformatory.
Yeah.
And one of the songs that we did, I did a playthrough for it.
Mm-hmm.
They recorded in 95.
Nice.
Yeah, we re-recorded it, we rewrote it, we restructured it. It's pretty much a different song. All the lyrics are different, but all the riffs are still there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how amazing was it when Meshuggah went back and re-recorded nothing?
Yeah.
Like, night and day.
true.
It just sounded so much bigger, and I don't know.
I'm not going to lie, I didn't even know that happened. So now I have homework to do.
What,
'cause-
really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well,
Yeah,
well, a
I
certain
know.
amount of years later too, like the production quality is gonna always like be better 20 years later or whatever the fuck.
It wasn't that long, I don't think.
But did they
No.
re-record it too?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm done for the day. I need to. Oh,
I'm gonna go. See you later.
That's
to go
crazy.
back in time real quick.
yeah, no, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's monumentally better.
But I think that's the key. It needs to be better, and they need to know it's going to be better.
Yeah,
For it to
100%.
I'm sure
Imagine
there's a
if
lot of-
Metallica went back in time and like
Turned up
if
the
they
bass.
redid-
turned up the bass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
It would be.
Yeah,
Like say if
But
they redid,
there's so many drummers that are way better.
say if they
you know.
redid like Kill a Ball today,
I
that wouldn't be good. I don't think they could
I-
ever hit what
I
that
don't
was back in
know.
the '80s, man.
I
think,
think,
like-
I think it would sound better, but I don't think the vocals would.
No,
Really?
Yeah.
As far as production
I,
value
I
goes,
don't think
way
Lars
better.
could play like he used to.
No, I definitely don't think so.
No.
either.
No,
Yeah, I
it
know.
would take too long to record the album,
yeah,
hit by hit.
5 years later.
Sorry, Lars.
yeah. He's at home right now. Oh, naps.
Guys are dicks.
If you can't handle 4 idiots talking about you, let alone the fucking
4
vast
idiots in a
majority
gumball
of-
machine.
World.
How about a
It's really
would
a
you
little
rather
time,
real
baby.
quick? I got
All
one
right,
for you.
yeah. Fire it
got one?
off.
You ready? You're on death row.
Okay,
It's coming. Like you're gonna die.
coming like CUM.
No, like you are gonna die tomorrow. You have the choice of electric chair or lethal injection. Go.
What are we judging? Like how badass we are?
No, like
'Cause
like
if you want me to be
pick.
badass, I'll take the electric chair. But I think a smart person would take the lethal injection. The injection.
or hanging.
That's
if you-
Beach Jammer on?
Jacket.
or hanging, if you will. I don't know.
Ooh. No, I don't
think
think
I
I don't think you should have came out with lethal injection because that's just too easy.
It is pretty easy.
It's too
Yeah.
easy. Yeah.
So electric
that's
Do you
what
want a
it
hang
is.
or electric chair?
electric chair or hanging then.
Yeah.
Do that.
I take the chair.
Really?
I think I'd take the chair.
I don't know.
I mean, you're up pretty quick.
Yeah,
I think
but
you're kind of just,
Yeah, but it
you
can
know, you're
fuck
kind of
up.
flailing about and just, you know,
like
your
there's
neck's
also a chance
broken.
that your neck might break too. You know.
I guess. But I guess in the chair, like, I mean, how long is the electric chair even on for when you're on death
It
row?
doesn't even always kill them on the first
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
really?
And they
Yeah.
keep going until it
Yeah,
does,
that was a
right?
done
Gotta
deal.
shock the monkey.
But hanging, if I'm correct, if their neck breaks, they're off, right? Like they're done. They're not.
Or at least they probably can't
think
feel
so.
it.
They don't. Like
I
if they
mean,
don't die, they're free to go.
What?
What?
I'm pretty sure I've heard that.
What time?
I
What
could be
era
wrong.
are you from?
The
What,
1800s.
what medieval bullshit is that? Like,
Yeah.
You know what? You know what? I want a guillotine. Just fucking
Whoa.
lop my head off.
Nice.
yeah, that'd be a cool
Yeah.
way to go.
Yeah.
Or put me in a trebuchet and just fucking see how far you can throw me. I'll probably die on impact.
Wow. I would guillotine. That's nice.
Apparently,
That'd be
the
a nice
human
way to
head
go.
will survive for like a minute or two after being lopped
Yeah,
off. Like
put
the
my head
brain
in a
is still
basket.
going.
Yeah.
Yeah, head in a basket.
Yeah.
Yeah, like doesn't your brain like still keep going for like 15 seconds after it gets locked
Yeah.
off?
That, yeah. It's like a chicken. You
That'd be
cut
good.
its head off and it
Chicken,
can
yeah,
still run
running.
around.
Imagine your
Yep.
head just being like on the ground. You're like, holy fucking shit! Like you have
Fuck,
15.
I'm really dead,
You have
man.
15
Whoa.
seconds, and then, man,
There's like a
my head
stinging.
is
I have a
detached.
headache, but like that didn't seem so bad. Why is everything fading away?
My neck didn't hurt this much in the mosh pit last night.
Wow, my neck feels really good right now.
What about you? You didn't
Okay. What?
pick. Well, how are you going to die?
How do you want to die,
How
Allie?
am I gonna die?
It's 1800. How do you want to die?
I think lethal injection. It's just.
They don't have the
Yeah, they
lethal
don't have
injection
that
in
yet.
1800.
Okay,
no.
well,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, just hanging.
Really?
Just hang
Yeah.
me. Well, I don't want to die in a fire. I don't want to get like throwing rocks out either.
That would have been a good stoned to death.
It's
Or,
way more savage when you say
and
that.
Burned
shit,
alive.
like,
Yeah.
that would
burnt
suck.
alive. Like I don't want any of that, dude. No, like just get.
Remember, you just got to
put me out of
piece
my
sand and
misery.
you'll be fine.
Remember, I chose the brick every year.
Yeah, you weirdo.
Well, okay. So, would you rather fight Mike Tyson or talk like him for the rest of your life?
I want to talk like him.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Rest
but you're
of your
not.
life?
You guys don't know what you're missing.
But you're not built like Mike Tyson.
But like you fight him and that's once. You talk like him rest of your life. It gets. I don't know. Like, would you be okay with
Mike
that?
Tyson
Like,
would murder
I'd rather
you.
take that than fight the guy.
Yeah.
well,
You're like the
but what
craziest
if you-
boxer of all time. Like,
What if you survive?
Your brain is going to be so fucking.
Do I win?
like,
Do I
that
win
it's
like
not
a
gonna matter.
championship cummerbund or?
he'll
No,
beat the
no,
fuck
no,
out of
like-
you until you talk like him.
All you can
Yeah.
say is cone for the rest of your life.
I don't know. I mean,
Inside
totally-
story.
what do you think?
It depends on how bad he beats you. Like,
12
Well, he
rounds.
beats
probably
you, you
rattle your
don't
fucking
die,
brain
but he, like,
tenfold.
He beats you.
Yeah,
you know?
he beats you.
He beats
you
you.
up.
He really
I
does.
think I would talk like him.
I think I'd take that too. I don't want to take a punch from Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I'd rather
I
take a
take
beating from
the
all the
beating
people
for
making
today.
fun of me than take a punch from Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that one.
Oh,
Hello?
Uh-oh. Who's at the door?
Hey, it's me, Mike Tyson. I was outside. I was walking by, and I could hear you guys talking about me.
Oh, shit,
Does somebody
man.
here want to fight?
Oh shit, man!
Somebody here want to fight me?
let's
Is
go.
someone-
Let's go,
man,
Mike.
like, sorry, dude. There's no tigers allowed in this building, man. Like,
I am. I'm not. What do I look like, Charlie Sheen?
fuck, man. Like,
Fuck out of here.
do you really need to ring my doorbell? You can probably break down my fucking door pretty damn easy.
Yeah, and I was nice, and so
Oh,
I
shit.
knocked.
But you
think
are-
I mean, I
Mike's
rang
gonna
the bell.
Fight Paul.
Come on in, bro.
What's up? I'll just and I like wheel in on one of those like little hoverboard things. Yeah, and like
With your
bail into your
tiger
china
next to
cabinet and shit. Oh, sorry, guys.
Sorry, man.
That Phil Collins song starts playing immediately.
In the air tonight.
Yeah.
So all of you would rather just talk like him for the rest of your
As
life
soon as the
rather
door
than
is
fight
open.
him.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Seriously?
you see how fun that was?
For
It would
everyone.
get tiring. Like I don't know. I'd get tired of it really fast.
You don't know what
Just
you're
saying.
missing. Like,
You'd
What's
fight
a
him?
myth?
Wow, I'd fight him for sure.
Wow.
It's one time. Take the knockout. The next
Lose
day,
a bit of
you're
your
gonna
ear.
hurt, but like you're not gonna die.
he's just gonna bite your ear off.
That's true. He might. And then you
Fuck
can't
him.
hear, and then what?
Well, you can still hear.
Then-
it's
then you
just
start
Punch your head
sounding like
clean
him.
off, and you got 10
you kind of
seconds to
just
think
pan
about
to
it.
the right.
Then
You made the
start
wrong
hearing,
decision.
then you start hearing like him too.
No, I think I'd fight him. Sorry, guys.
Wrong so many times.
I guess, yeah. one.
I got another one here.
Like, yeah.
Would you rather live your life as an extra in a video game or an extra in a movie?
Define extra in a video game.
Oh, yeah.
So, a member of the crowd in NHL 2003.
And I have to live out the rest of my days
That's your-
as someone who
That's
just
what you
does.
do. That's what you do. Or you're
A guy walking in a background in
take
a
the
movie.
double.
or the person that has to sip their coffee and laugh in a movie that
In a movie?
took place. For
I'd
the
take
rest
the
of your life.
movie,
Yeah, I'd
hands
probably
down,
take the
because I
movie.
would kind of like to exist. Because who the fuck plays NHL 03 these days? No one's turning that shit on. I don't get any spotlight,
You're
man.
just
I can,
sitting in the corner
I'll
like,
exist
"Aw."
when it's like fucking obsolete. Like, yeah, my life's pretty damn short on that one.
Okay, well then you get
Do I live
moved-
forever?
You move year to year.
Year to year. So I move up throughout the
Yeah.
years. So right now,
And
yeah,
you get better
permanent.
looking.
extra.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
You
I'd be
get
that guy
better
holding
looking.
the fucking sign.
Yeah.
Go St. Louis Blues.
Yeah, seriously. Ooh. I would have to. Well. But seriously, I would probably take the stunt double or the stunt extra.
Like movie?
Yeah, movie
Yeah.
extra. Movie
Like
extra for
you,
sure.
you might. All
I
your
might just-
job is to walk by. You walk by. That's your job for the rest of your life.
You said that I got to take a sip of coffee and laugh at a joke, and that sounds like me. I'll take it.
Wait, so
I'll
the
take
video
it.
game, it changes often?
No, the video game was you used an example of
You're right.
NHL.
You're right.
So you're basically like
Just
a
playing basketball the whole time?
no,
or
no.
like
You get
hockey
to
or-
watch.
Hockey, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I just get to watch.
Yeah.
Be a
Yeah, no,
spectator
no,
for
no,
a
no,
sh-
movie.
constantly
No,
cheering.
movie.
Yeah, for a shitty
No.
hockey game.
I can't handle that. I don't like crowd chants. I just don't like chants. It's
You
not
were
my
on the Jumbotron at CTC for a
Not
Saturday
chanting.
game,
I was like
playing
air,
the piano.
air piano.
And you
thing.
made them put your weight so you could put your hat on first.
Hell yeah. Guys, it had a light on, okay? Come on.
Just saying.
That is pretty amazing.
Mark lost
Monumental.
10 seconds of his Jumbotron because I wore my hat.
Like, wait,
No,
hold on. I gotta put my hat on real
No,
quick.
no. Mark didn't. The entire arena lost.
Sorry, Ottawa. I tried.
Just 1 second. I need to turn the lights on my
But
hat.
I gave them a good show with the organ, okay? I played that piano so well. Good times. For me. I mean, it wasn't really sad for me. I had a blast.
It was mostly for Mark.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My buddy
Yeah.
Brandon messages me. He's like, were you on the Jumbotron right now? I'm like, hell yeah. Did you see my hat? Thank you very much. It's new.
I was on TV.
I'm famous. Ah! Amazing.
Would
right.
you
But no kiss
rather? We're done with that one, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
that was kind of easy. Sorry.
It's fine.
Would you now? This is something that like actually does exist, and you can go and experience for yourself.
Amen.
Would you rather live entirely in darkness, in like up in the Yukon where
Oh,
it's
shit.
fucking constantly dark out?
We got the same.
Or-
Would you rather?
Fuck off.
Potentially.
Right.
I'll see where you roll with it first, though.
Well, or would you rather live in fucking daylight?
Daylight.
daylight.
Like
They're
in
all
the same
darkness?
place in the Yukon for like weeks or
Daylight.
months at a time. I'm ignorant. I don't know. But like it is dark for a couple of weeks
Long
and then it's
time.
light for a couple of weeks. Like,
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure there are places on
Yeah.
Earth that are always dark. And
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, throughout the season, it's like, yeah, like you get weeks of total darkness or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I would definitely take the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah, by
Yeah.
a long shot, man.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm the
You guys are
same.
weird.
You totally would take
Enjoy
the
all
dark.
that radiation and sunburn and,
I'm in.
and skin cancer
I
and
like
want us
shit.
to turn
seeing
this-
shit,
Bro, you
You gotta live in
man.
the
Praise the
darkness,
sun.
fighting off wolves and shit.
You got to praise that sun, man. That's why you're here.
Life's hard enough, man. Fuck the wolves fighting.
Said who? The fucking Mayans?
says the sun.
No, whatever. Tell that to the trillion zillion other fucking stars that are out there.
That's true. But we're here now,
That's true.
and the sun is our fucking sun.
And we're in darkness.
yeah,
Ish.
and I
I'm
wish it was
enjoying
sunny.
myself. Really? Yeah. Well, I could go
I
either
fucking
way.
love the sun, man. Like, yeah.
Why don't
I
you
really do.
fucking marry it then?
If I could get close enough to put a ring on it, maybe I would.
There you
Looks
have
like
it.
Saturn's already taken for.
Damn it.
Well done. Well done.
So was that basically the same question? Really?
No, it was. Mine's a little bit different.
All right. Well,
No,
But
you're
mine was
sucked.
the if you can live in entire darkness, so just nighttime constantly, or it was sunny all the time, but you always had to be indoors.
Ooh.
darkness, because I want to go outside. Plain and simple. Unless
is good.
unless it was like a fucking bomb shelter or something. That kind of scenario.
No, I wasn't envisioning like that. Like you're kind of stuck at home, but you have to be like you're
grounded
Yeah,
for fucking
you're
life.
grounded for fucking life.
I
You can look
Canned,
outside
as my parents.
You can
used
look outside the window for all that you're gonna miss, but you'll never be able to go outside
to- Yeah.
or total
I'd
darkness.
still be
I
more.
want to go outside.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I'd be more inclined to do stuff if it's bright out.
But
So- But
you can't. You're
Who
inside the whole time.
cares? Like I'd clean the house or something. Like I'd figure it out.
How many times you can clean that house though? At a certain point, you're like, "Fuck, I really want to go outside."
I have dogs.
They can't even go outside.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Oh,
dogs
that makes
can,
it
but
even
you
worse
can't.
for you.
That would suck.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
can only let them out
Yeah.
and in. I don't know. I feel no. I don't think I'd want to live in darkness. Like
I'd be okay with darkness.
Hey,
Nah.
yeah.
Go
Put her
outside.
there, pal. Yeah.
Darkness.
See, that's
Yeah.
where the difference comes. Like outside or darkness, like I want to go fucking outside. too.
Yeah.
I want to see like you can't see the world from inside your fucking
Yeah,
house.
totally. Yeah.
Well, you could from like your phone and shit. You can
could.
Google that.
Google
all
Maps,
up, but,
yeah.
yeah, I
you
was
don't go
gonna
anywhere.
say.
Yeah, you'd be like North Korea, just wondering what's on the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It was dark.
Speaking of
Valid.
dark,
Yeah. Shots fired. Yeah. All right, Mark, fire away.
If you could have one superpower, what would it be and why?
Such a tough question.
But a good question.
Yeah. doggy. I kind of want to fly, but I don't know.
I don't know. I would probably pick time travel.
Ooh, that's
Anytime
good.
like you want to, you just go back in time.
I feel like mind
Because you're
reading.
basically God at that point. Like you can go back and
Well.
just. Well, I mean, at the same time, though, I don't know. It'd be cool to go back and
Really
see
clutching at straws here.
Well, no,
Paul.
I know. I'm kind of like all these thoughts are kind of flowing in, but it'd be cool to go back in history to see like some. I don't
What,
know.
you gonna change it and fuck it up for the rest of
I
us?
wouldn't want to, but that would probably.
You probably
happen.
would. You'd be like Homer and accidentally squish the mosquito, and all of a sudden now it rains donuts.
Squish.
Yeah, swat that mosquito, the fucking world just dies.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be scary. But that'd be kind of cool to be like if you went back in time, but you couldn't change like the future or
Course
what
of
it is
history.
now. Like just to go back and see some cool shit. Or just like, what was that fucking, like, what did I say back in that party? Bing. Oh, yeah, that's what it was. Come back to that story. Like, you could just go
yeah,
back
no,
in
that'd
time
be
doing whatever
cool.
the
That'd be
fuck
pretty
you want.
cool.
Yeah.
That would be pretty awesome. I think would pick
I'd be
time
okay
travel.
with that.
I want to change my answer. I wish that I didn't require oxygen
Why?
So you can swim?
because you could swim underwater. You could be in space.
You can
Huh.
still swim
You know?
underwater with
Ooh.
scuba diving and all
But
this.
now I don't need
shit.
it because I don't even breathe. I don't have lungs. I have no need for lungs.
Smoking
But I
just got a
still-
lot harder too, though.
But that is
Well,
like
it
superhero
did.
shit right there. You can just save drowning people and like, you know, if any astronauts
yeah.
get blasted into space. you're the
Superhero
man.
achieved!
I am oxygen
Fear not!
free.
I am
man.
non-oxygen man.
Oh shit, but you're not. You only have so much time to live. Fuck.
Yeah, I live just as long
If
as
you just-
anybody else.
Yeah,
I just don't breathe oxygen.
Yeah, if you couldn't move super fast and they're drowning, like, ah, fuck. I tried to save you.
I'm 89.
How'd he die? He choked to death.
On a cone.
Ali, what would your superpower be?
To be able to read people's minds. Life would be so much
You-
easier and
God.
things would
Creep.
go by so
You're a
fast.
fucking creep.
But like
God.
only
Talk
when you
about
decide.
leaving awkward situations.
No, but like only when you decide. You're like, oh man, I wonder what they wanted for that project, and then you can just like listen to them, be like, oh cool, okay, and then shut it back off.
That'd be
I
so
wouldn't like it
gross,
if it
though.
just happened
If
constantly.
you could turn it on and off.
Yeah,
Oh,
like,
what's-
yeah, that'd
what's
be.
that
I'd
movie?
like it if you just turn it on.
What
and
women
off.
Bill
want?
Murray.
You could just tap.
Yeah.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
what women want.
What, Mel Gibson?
Bill, yeah, it was
Mel
Mel Gibson.
Gibson,
Not Bill
yeah.
Murray.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
Should've
that'd be
been Bill
nasty,
Murray.
though.
Yeah,
If
but
you,
like,
you just
see,
should've
he
read
wasn't able
people's
to
thoughts.
shut it off. He always
He was
had
good in
to
that movie,
hear
Ghostbusters.
everyone's like thoughts.
And in
Yeah.
Groundhog Day.
My superpower
Heyo.
would be I
Yeah.
get to
You
choose
can turn
when
it
I
on and
want to
off.
hear
even-
what you're thinking.
But I'm sure there'd be times you tap in and be like, oh, I want to know what he's thinking, and be like, oh shit, that's not good. I don't want to listen to that.
Well, yeah,
I'm sure
there
we
are
get really dark.
consequences for everything.
Yeah, like
but
everyone's got a little darkness in them, so you probably tap in a little bit. Of
Oh
that
yeah,
too.
for
It
sure.
would probably get weird.
I've been making faces at you for like a minute now.
Didn't seem to notice.
No, clearly not. Neither did anybody else.
Bah.
All right, in that little fucking contraption you got there, you got one or two more that we can speed
Yeah.
through this and move on?
I got one.
Nope.
Would you rather be consistently thirsty or consistently hungry?
Fuck you. Fuck you.
And no matter how much you eat, it doesn't affect your weight gain or anything like that. You're just always hungry.
And always. So there's
Okay,
no.
but I'm always thirsty, but I'm
Or
not
you're always
drinking.
thirsty. And if you drink, it doesn't matter. You're still thirsty.
Ooh.
Because you can live longer without eating than you can without water, correct?
Yeah, and you can kind of like you can trick your stomach to feeling like it's full if you just chug a whole bunch of water.
Nope, no tricking.
But
You're
there's no
just always
tricking.
hungry.
Like if it's
Like
just,
you're always hungry,
you can
you're always
just
thirsty.
down it.
Oh man.
The person throwing the question gets full executive rights to
Yeah.
manipulate their own
Oh, man,
what
can you
if.
Yeah, if you can eat all the time, or if you just felt hungry all the time and just had the, like you probably turned so fat.
No, it doesn't.
Nobody
affect-
said it
it
didn't
doesn't
affect
affect
weight
your
gain.
weight.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
You're just
I know, it's
always
tough.
goddamn
I
hungry.
feel like being
tough.
thirsty
Yeah.
is worse than being hungry though. So
Both create headaches and like
Yeah.
yeah, but
discomfort
thirsty it
and
really
fatigue.
affects just like
I'd say
I don't
I'd
know.
rather be hungry because when you're thirsty and you can't. It's just
yeah,
the
like your
goddamn
mouth
worst.
is like-
when
the
you're
feeling of being thirsty.
yeah, when you're hungry, you can kind of move past it
yeah.
a little.
True.
But thirsty,
Ish.
you like
You can't
run
evade-
out of
you
bed
can't
to
evade
get
being
water.
thirsty.
You know.
Yeah.
All right, I definitely want to drink, so
Yeah, I was
buy
thinking
food.
almost the same.
Now I want to drink.
Bye.
You could just drink yourself like.
But
a
imagine
fucking-
you still kept drinking water, but you still kept peeing sand.
that's the ultimate torture right there.
And your cum comes out like diamonds.
I'd rather do that. I'd be fucking rich.
All right, children, settle down, classroom. That's enough. It's time to pick phrases out of a hat. And we say them as perfectly as possible while your speech is impeded. Wow. It's working
Nice.
already.
You're staying after class.
And as always, afterwards, we'll rank them from a scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah.
And Paul will not be keeping score.
No,
So
he
we
can
got-
be the official scorekeeper. There's no problem there.
I've got it. Don't worry about it.
He
can
didn't
keep
put
the
me in
score.
last place last time.
He can keep the score. Maybe we'll just all collectively do the math.
Yeah. Well, not me.
You were just
I
saying
am
'cause you
staying
fucking
out
lost,
of math
that's why.
class.
8 a.m. to 7 p.m. 25 hours.
I'm in.
All right. So the idea
As
is
always.
we got a 200 millisecond delay.
Yeah, it's a bit. It's
Something
around
like
there.
that?
Yeah.
Just enough.
I don't think we need to tell them again. I think if anyone's coming back to listen to this fucking stupid thing, they're.
I think you should repeat
for
it
the other
in
one.
case someone else is
Who cares?
tuning in.
All you're gonna hear is I sound like an idiot, anyways. So as always, I'm gonna go first. Oh boy! All right.
And
We're off.
Ooh.
Sounding by sound is a sound method of sounding sounds.
you actually did pretty good. Let's try that one again.
Sounding by sound is a sound method of sounding sounds.
Womp womp.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
That wasn't too
Sounding
bad,
by
yeah.
sound is a sound method of sounding sounds.
Yeah.
I'll give you.
See, I'm not so stupid
I'll give
after
you 6
all.
on that for the both try.
Yeah.
Right.
I would say 6 too.
I'll give you a 7
Oh,
Thank you.
based
Thank you.
on
always gotta be the good
6,
guy.
6 and a 7.
based on previous
Tip of the hat
attempts.
to all of you.
Tip of the top
No,
hat.
6, 6, 7.
Hey,
6. Okay, we're good.
people don't want to hear us doing math. Moving on.
All right.
Next.
Allie.
All right.
You were up.
Oh, there it is.
You good?
Oh, Jesus. Okay. A man knocked on my door and asked for a small donation for a local swimming pool. I gave him a glass of water.
Could you have read that any slower? Come on, just try to say it.
A man knocked on my door and asked for a small donation for a local swimming pool. I gave him a glass of water. Okay.
Wow.
I think I actually got you though. Well,
Yeah,
I didn't
kind
get
of.
you.
Yeah,
You wrote
yeah.
that
Got
yourself,
you.
didn't
Yeah.
you? The speech jammer got you.
I'll give you a 6.
Did you just put it back in the hat? No, take
Yeah.
it out. Take it out.
Oh, here we go.
All right.
All right. And
I'll-
for this
I'll
one,
Since he's too busy doing math,
I'll
I
give
think
you
you're
a
up
7
next.
for that one.
6 or 7, and
I'm gonna give her 5.
a 5.
My turn.
Yes, sir. Y'all ready for this? Read it.
The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
That was it.
That was it.
That's
Can we
it.
increase the delay?
Yeah, I think we should because it's kind of easy.
You want to know what's funny? Is you bunch of fucking suckers. I already tried doing that. I literally, before we got this going, I moved all the delays up to different settings.
Oh shit!
The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
You've had too much time to read it. You need another one.
Nah,
You
you
need.
fucking- you
I'm gonna
nailed that
pick
one
one for you.
No,
No, yeah.
I got mine. That's the way it
All
works.
right.
Yeah,
All right.
10.
Well, you get 10.
Oh.
9.
That was fucking dumb. That was
9.
flawless.
Yeah,
I know.
would say
it was
9.
nice.
9.
Fucking spiteful
Yeah, 9.
motherfucker.
Yeah, I am. Thought we learned that earlier.
That was perfect. 1!
We clearly need more sentences.
All right, Paul.
Okay.
Fast as you can. Do you need glasses?
Duck takes licks in lakes. Luke Luck hikes. Yeah. Duck takes licks in lakes. Luke's Luck hikes.
Is that even in English?
I don't even know what the fuck it's supposed to mean.
Duck takes licks in lakes. Luke Luck lick. I don't even need it.
You can't even do it.
Angry 0.
Okay, well, since
-1.
no, I didn't even play. We're judging him now. 7.
8.
Yeah, 7.5.
Fucking halves.
Shut up. 7.5.
Strategy, man. It's
Mark, I'm
strategy.
disappointed. That's the last
Exactly.
time I'm giving you a fucking 10.
Wow!
Shots fired.
I gave you
Pew,
more
pew,
than
pew.
both of them. Maybe read it better next time.
Well,
I'm gonna try. I'm fucking gonna try. I try to open this without looking at it. And here we go. Go. If two witches were watching two witches, which witch would watch which watch? Wow. I'm gonna look, watch this. Watch this. If two witches were watching two watches, which witch would watch which watch? And if two witches were watching two watches, which witch would watch which watch? Wow. That was good. Well done. I will accept no points
That was
from
a good
anybody.
one, right? Okay, there you go. I will give him
I'll
a
settle
2.
for a 3.
2 for trying.
Oh, solid 4.
Yes. All right.
I want you to do the rest of them.
I'm not here for everybody's entertainment.
All right, let's go, Allie.
Eventually,
Yes,
we're
I
just going to have a Angry Reads These Statements
Yeah.
segment.
So it truly is my segment of
Yeah.
making myself sound like an idiot.
That'll be the birthday podcast for each of us because all of our birthdays are so close together.
All right. Are you going? You next?
Yeah, I guess.
You ready?
Okay. Silly Simon sitting in a shoe shine shop where he sits, he shines, and where he shines, he sits.
That was worse than angry.
All right, let's hear it. We're always making everybody
The
do
worst
it
thing is I
twice. You
wrote
got to do it
this.
again. You got to do it again. Just look at it, read as fast as you can.
Silly Simon sitting in a shoe shine shop where he sits, he shines, and where he shines, he sits.
Doing a lot of shitting over there.
Silly Simon.
Always shitting and watching watches.
Silly Simon sitting in a shoe shine shop where he sits, he shines, and where he shines, he sits.
That's not what you said the first time.
Or the
He
second.
shot all over that shoe shine place, okay?
I'll give you the 3 for the first try, and I'll give you 7 for the second one.
So is that a tie?
No, that's way too many points.
Yeah,
I'll
whoa.
give, no, I'll give you a
Yeah, I don't think you're going to be taking
not
score for
telling
much
how
longer.
many
I'll give you a
points to give
solid
me.
5.
He can be
Meeting
a
in the
good
middle
friend.
here. Jesus.
I think you should just go with the 7.
I'm going with a 5 too.
I was going to go
Listen,
with a
I
5.
lost last time.
You might lose again.
You are now a contender.
Damn it.
My one?
Yes, sir.
It's you.
Ha! What happened to the rich guy with a double chin? He made a 4 chin.
Was the delay even on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
What happened to the rich guy with a double chin?
That's-
You get to
Ten.
read
Made
it
a
really
fortune.
fast.
No, he did. He did. And that's a solid 10.
Yeah.
Well played.
No,
Yep.
8.
You can give him whatever
No,
you like. I'm giving him a
9.
fucking 10. Put her
9.
there, pal.
Thanks, man.
9.
You got a 9?
Yes, 9.
I'll give you a 9.
A spiteful 9.
Paul's
I got
like,
a 1 last
"Fuck your
time,
10.
okay?
Fucking 10.
Cone?
Give me the fucking tongue twister.
Yes. Ready?
Yeah. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. Okay, that was a lot easier than I thought.
I'll go really fast again.
Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather.
That was good.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was real good.
Very impressive, man.
9.
Impressive.
I say 9.
Fuck you guys.
He
I'm
did
gonna,
that. He
gi- I'm
did
gonna give
perfectly
you a
twice.
10, man.
Yeah.
That
You
was
know
great.
what?
Yeah.
No. You gave me a 1 last time. You got nothing to
fast
say. Sit down.
Okay, you say that without delay. That
No.
fast.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
Yeah, come on.
That's been 2 rounds each.
Yeah, that's
been
deciding
2
between a
rounds
9
each.
and a 10
Yep.
right there.
Has it? Has it been 2 rounds each?
This
I
would
can
be the
barely
second round.
speak
Yeah, every second
normal.
round,
Are you
that's the second.
kidding? Okay.
All right.
Red
Yes.
leather,
Whoa,
yellow
whoa, whoa,
leather.
whoa, whoa! Stop.
You wrote this too. You got to remember that.
Yeah, well, you know, I
You
didn't
wa- you
practice.
wanna
I
go
don't
in
want
the
to
well?
cheat because I'm not a dick, but thanks. I thought I was done. Red leather, yellow leather. No,
And that's a 10 for Paul.
definitely not. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather. No, I can't do it. Damn it.
So you two were 10. Ingrid, were you?
That was hilarious. That was a 2 because he did it twice. 1 for each.
Thanks, dude.
You're giving him a 2?
Yeah, not me.
What? Oh, I already scored him. I gave him a 10. Yeah.
Yeah, but Ali was challenging me.
Oh, I didn't.
I thought we were
challenge
talking about
you,
her.
no.
All right.
I never challenged anyone.
That is true. We challenged you,
Yeah.
and you lose.
I got thrown into this. Like,
I think
Here,
there's
write the
only
hard
ones
stuff.
from last week left. Should we
There
each
is.
do one of those left?
Do we
yeah.
go for a last round?
Yeah,
Is it gonna
let's
go 2
do it.
rounds, or
Yes.
we can go for a bonus one if you want to.
I was good last week.
Let's do one more
I lost.
Okay,
from
we'll throw back to last week.
from last week and see how we fare with someone else's.
So does that make me? I have to
Yeah.
go.
Turn,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll do one more.
And if you got one from last week, you got to
I
put it
gotta
back.
pick another one. Yeah. Yep. Definitely not reading that one again.
You got to put it back in though, because
I
one of
will.
us needs to read it.
No, we don't.
Here I go.
Oh boy.
The soup of the day has been freshly served out of a homeless man's boot.
What?
The soup of the day has been freshly served out of a homeless man's boot.
Oh, he's towards the end.
It's hard. But what's funny is that, like, I've been saying this for a couple days now. The soup of the day has been freshly served from a homeless man's boot. Coming to you live from downtown. I have seen the soup of the day being freshly served out of a homeless man's
It is a cream of mushroom bisque directly out of the left boot of a homeless man.
I bet he's a fun guy.
Ba-doonch.
Dun-dun. Tsh. All right.
Allie?
Now I got to put it back.
Me?
Hold on, we got to score.
No.
Oh, yeah, score it, right.
We just move on. He gets a straight 0. No one gives a shit.
Stop picking on me.
That was pretty good. I'll give you 5.
I'll do a 6.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, I feel the spite. I feel it.
I feel like that was really good for you, so I'm gonna be nice and give you a 6.
Oh, yes.
I kind of thought she was going to say -3.
I was going to say 3 actually
I thought you were going to say -3.
for the how many tries, but yeah,
Nice.
well done.
The very distant applause.
Yeah.
Yeah. Golf clap. Yeah.
The wiser claps.
I take that as a compliment.
Yeah.
Me?
Ellie,
Yeah,
it
you-
is-
Oh man,
It is on
didn't I
you.
just go? I feel like I went.
That's because we forced one on you.
Yeah. He just said that.
You good?
Yep. Picking up hitchhikers is the equivalent of playing Russian roulette. It may kill you. Bam.
It's fucking terrible. Read that again.
No,
Pitching
All right, go ahead.
Pitching up hitch.
It's working. We're breaking her.
I'm drinking
100
wine. That's the
milliseconds
difference
at
today.
a time.
Kind
Picking
of
up
is,
hitchhikers
actually.
is the equivalent of playing Russian roulette. It may kill you.
Boo!
Come on! I hate all of you.
I'll give you a
Individually.
7 because the first run was
Was all right.
way better than
Yeah,
the second.
Yeah.
Thanks.
so I'll give you a
I
7.
wish
7.
I only had to do that once.
I'll give you a 6.
Rules are rules.
That's a good 30 right there. That's
You give
30
me a
points.
1, I will throw you out this balcony.
What did you give her that it's 30 points?
Give the same as you. 7.
7?
Yeah.
What's 7 times 3?
What's 7 times 3? He said fucking 6.
What?
Didn't you?
7, 7, and 6 is 30, bro.
Okay.
It's definitely not 30.
Listen, we're not at
Aren't you
math
so
class.
glad I'm doing
all
the
right?
math right now?
We're not here for
You're all
math.
shitting
We're
on me
not
for it?
doing math
I'm
right
not
now.
shitting on you. Wow.
We're not doing
I
math
heard
right
some
now.
criticism.
That's a solid
Here.
30.
It's a solid
Yeah, let me
30.
fucking
7, 7
cry
out
me
of
a river
6.
there, bud.
Each of us gave a 7, but
Dude, why didn't
3
you
of
just
us.
say like...
So wait, how many points did I get?
I'm not playing enough.
How many points did I get now?
I did this one already.
So
Wrong mark.
confused.
I've
No?
all picked like the same one before.
Good.
Yep.
Go for it. No, wait. Sorry.
Go.
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back ribs.
Ribs.
One more time.
Say it like 4 times really fast.
That's how
Did you
it's
say it
said.
like
There's
Fat
like
Bastard
7 B's on
from
the
Austin
ribs.
Powers?
Huh?
Say it like... Did you say it like Fat Bastard from Austin Powers?
Accent too?
Yeah, go for it.
I'll try.
Okay.
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back ribs.
Dude, your impressions are impeccable.
Thank you.
That was pretty good.
That was a delayed impression, by the way.
I'd give you a 9.
Yes.
Ooh, a loving 9.
A 9.
That's 3 9s.
See, I found that I think the strategy
What does that
is
equal?
to throw out weakening scores. I'm going to give you a 1.
37.
I'm going to give you a 1.
Yes.
And what's 9 plus 9 plus 1? 42! Cone.
That's 1.
Is it actually a 1? Is that
1.
Yeah. Yeah. Measly stinking 1.
fucking
You
1?
fucking bitch. Get out of here. Paul, y'all ready for this?
I think so.
Na-na-na.
When I do a lot of high-class cocaine, it's usually with a low-class prostitute to make her feel better about herself. Damn it, that comma fucked me up.
The trick is to not like
Read
Hold on,
it. You
read
have
it.
to
You're
keep
like
going.
looking at, thinking about it. Like, no, just look at
Okay.
it and try to read it.
Yeah.
When I do a lot of high-class cocaine, it's usually with a low-class prostitute to make her feel better about herself. Wow, that actually fucked me up.
7. 7.
Hey!
Yeah, I'll
Fucking
go with,
haters.
I'll go with 7.
I'll take it.
5. Count them up, Paul. 1,
Right.
2, 3, 4, 5.
11, 14, 31.
19.
Okay, you're going to have to give me a second on this one.
That's a full round right there.
19.
That's it. Here comes the verdict.
Hold up.
I'm sure everyone's
Hold
enjoying
on.
listening to math class at the moment. That was it. That we were done. We all went around and did one.
I know.
Yeah. So now we're anxiously awaiting our scores to
Can't
see who
wait.
gets to wear the top hat trophy.
The top hat of joy.
Not for me.
It's the top hat of joy for us listening. And hopefully the listeners
you're
at
just-
home or at work,
Using your calculator.
not
probably
working, laughing at us instead.
Yeah, just,
That's what we're
cuddled
here
up
for.
on the couch with a warm cup of Netflix. I don't know what I'm talking
Are
about.
we on Netflix already?
No.
Then a warm cup of YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why I didn't lead with that.
Right?
Yeah. I feel like we really need the Jeopardy sound. I'm going to put that in there. I'm gonna,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
you can
sample
do
in that.
I don't like this game anymore.
It's time to hear some scores.
Okay. So, wait 1 second. Allie, you
Oh
typed
my
shit
God.
way wrong in your calculator.
Wait, yeah.
Angry didn't win.
Jerry.
No!
Jerry.
Don't tease me like
Oh,
that.
17.
That's mean.
What'd you think?
45.
Okay. That makes way more sense.
What did Angry get? 91.
Yeah, I was like, what? That doesn't make any sense.
3 rounds of 30.
All right, well, because Ellie fucked up with that calculator. It's just so funny. She's in
Technology.
last place with 52 points.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, because if you see 45 is less than 52.
I was trying.
And on top of 45, it says angry.
Put in a close round.
For last place is angry. I'm so happy I'm not last
And
again.
in second place is Allie with 52 points.
No comment.
No!
That's literally recording on me.
All right, and the winner
Between
for,
you fucking dickheads again.
the winner for the second week in a row is Mark with 75. And he beats me with
Put on the fucking hat.
place, the 73.5.
You won last week, though.
I don't think I did. I think you did.
I didn't win.
Yeah, you did.
You definitely
Yeah, you
did.
did.
But the math
We have
was
a picture
way
of
more
you with a
fucked
hat
up.
on.
I
Yeah,
should
Mark.
have won last week.
That's what I
Oh,
thought
here
we
we
did.
go.
Oh, right.
But I guess I had to give credit to the actual tally. So you did technically win last week. But we just didn't think that fucking scoring through at all.
Yeah, whatever.
It was terrible.
Yeah, it was trial and error, man. We've learned.
yeah,
and now that we have a true reigning champion.
We did it right this
got
time,
the
and I
top
won
hat on
with a
right
1. I won with a fucking 1. So,
Listen,
Yeah, you
okay?
did.
It was a tough week.
top of the day to you.
Nice.
There we go.
You're a fucking idiot.
Are we understanding each other? Yes. You're an idiot.
Fuck, yeah.
Colossal shit.
I shit my pants and I
Colossal birthday shit.
smell of poo from
Coming up next week, the worst shit stories.
Oh, I got a good one.
Ooh, I gotta get one too.
Dun, dun, dun.
Personal, though. Gotta be
oh, yeah.
personal.
Very well. I mean, how can it not be personal?
Well, maybe you're
I
talking about
mean-
somebody else's shit that you've witnessed.
No, it would have to be like a personal shit story.
I got a good one.
Yeah, I gotta get one
It's
too.
fucking
God.
embarrassing.
You want to tell us a little shitty story?
No.
Does anybody have a
Yeah.
shit story that's not embarrassing?
True.
No.
No, I think that almost doesn't exist unless you're like a professional shitter and you just do that for a living.
Who
somewhere.
has that profession?
Have you ever watched
And
Jackass?
why?
I don't. You know what?
Why is that a profession?
It's a profession because people
Why?
eat shit for money. So someone's got to shit.
Someone's getting paid.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you just rather like eat your own shit other than someone
No, we're
else's?
digressing too hard. Moving on.
No.
Moving on.
Oh.
What were we talking about?
Poo
Profession.
stories.
Yeah, poo stories. Yeah,
Poo
yeah.
stories.
So,
Are we going for? Oh shit!
well, he's got a poo story that I think
Yeah.
he wants.
He's
to
the one
tell.
who initiated. So
All
you should
right,
go
okay.
first.
All fingers
Fine.
at Mark.
There's 2 people that know of this story, and that's because they were there. And it's my dad and my sister.
It's always with family.
Oh god.
So we were golfing, and I hit a good drive. I got up to it, hit a good
These are all
second
metaphors
shot.
for pooing, by the way.
No, they're not. Those golf metaphors, golf terms actually.
Golf turds? I'm sorry.
So I was walking up to the ball, and I was like, "Ooh, it's kind of rumbly in the old tummy." And I chipped it onto the green, and I was like,
Heard of little girdles?
yeah. I was like, this isn't good. I'm like, I don't think I can wait till the next hole. I was like, it's coming now. I ran into the forest and tried to pull my pants down and couldn't and shit into my underwear. And I took my pants off.
And that's a hole in one.
Took my underwear off full, threw them into the woods, put my shorts back on, went and told my dad. I was like, I 3-putted and sat in the cart until they were done, and then told them what happened, and he laughed.
Oh, you had to sit.
Hysterically.
You had to sit in the cart afterwards.
I was on like the 7th hole, man. I played the full 18.
Just the
Full
fact that he
18.
had to
Okay,
sit,
okay.
period, must
Yeah.
have sucked.
Oh man, yeah.
yeah.
Wow, that
Yeah, yeah, it was-
sucks.
It's just like we're
Fucking
3 holes in. We got a lot more to go,
Yeah.
and it's I'm just
Yeah.
sitting out
I
for the
can't
rest.
even explain
move.
what happened. Like, I can't even explain
Should've
where it came
spilled that
from.
hole.
It was brutal.
That's horrible.
It was the worst. Yeah. And when you see my dad next, be like, Mark ever shit his pants?
Oh, hell yeah. That's literally
Behind
gonna
the
be,
green, and he'll be like, "He told you." He'll
Oh,
be
yeah.
surprised that I
Like,
told
oh,
you.
shit.
You told everybody now.
Whatever.
So,
Is what it is.
it's amazing.
Yeah, sometimes, when you gotta go, you gotta go, man.
And you know what?
It's
Those
pretty
underwear,
shitty.
they did their part.
they did their business.
Yeah.
And you
mine.
gotta throw them out afterwards. Like, you have to just
There was no
chuck
keeping
that
those.
shit
Yeah.
away. You can't, I can salvage these. Like,
No.
It's like a
Just throw it in
shitty
the
pair of
wash.
undies on hole
What was I
9.
gonna
That's
do?
not
Turn it
happening.
inside out? Like, fuck that, man.
It still
Let me
stinks
just
like
wring
shit.
that out real quick.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Put it in the ball wash.
Yeah. I'm in the lake wringing out my gotchis and my shorts.
No.
That didn't
That's
actually happen.
awesome. I wish it did.
Man.
I know.
you were in shorts too?
Of course.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
There's like a whole attire to golf.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah,
Gotta
And
look
when I
nice.
play golf, I have to
and
match
the
too.
polo
Like
shirt.
I take that shit seriously. I've been golfing for 32 years now.
Damn.
Yeah,
Jesus.
so I take that shit mad
Fucking
seriously.
seasoned vet
Literally.
over here.
Yeah.
Literally.
So
Well,
I-
at least you had an out where you were on a course where you can run away and
Yeah.
just dispose of that.
Yeah.
Before anybody can really, they'll see the after. Like I
No,
have something to
where
really-
where I
like,
was where I
shouldn't-
was playing,
sorry.
an animal ate it or something because I ran into the woods.
You marked
there
your
was
territory, that's
yeah.
what you did.
Yeah, they've clear cut it now.
That just made me think about how Paul thinks that wolves eat you from the ass first.
They actually eat you from the guts.
They eat your shit first, then they eat your ass.
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
wrong
man.
about that. They
I
actually
was just-
eat guts first.
I was
not
just
ass
feeding
first.
the
I was
wolves
wrong
that
about
day. That's all that happened. I was like, "Ooh, I don't feel good. Better feed the wolves. Don't want them coming after
Just
me."
get that first if you're into that kind of thing. I don't know.
But yeah, that was a shitty day.
Literally.
Yeah,
See what I
that
did there?
does sound like a shitty day, man.
Paul?
Shitty story.
Well, my story happens indoors, and that's not. This was fucking back in the day. I still this happened
Back in the day.
Back in the day, this was I don't know how many
2
years
weeks ago.
yesterday.
This morning.
I don't know. I think it was 5-6 years ago or something like that. But like I said before, I had intestinal problems, so it was when you need to go, you need to go kind of
Yeah,
moment.
we told you, folks, we're not holding back.
No,
Yeah.
we're really not here. So this involves my sister and her, I guess, fiance at the time. And at the time, my ex-girlfriend was staying at her place, and she was charging her rent. So I was just naturally there, woke up the next morning, and just fucking, just you wake up and you're like, oh, fuck. All right. Immediately had to go.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'll go to the first one. It was locked.
Ooh.
It was taking a shower. I'm like, okay, it's okay. I got an out. There's a second bathroom downstairs. I'll just go down there and just, I'll just kind of sneak down, whatever. That door was locked too.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
That was exactly my thought process. And I got stuck in between circling what do I do? Do I go outside? Do I fucking what do I do? Do I just grab it in a fucking garbage bag? I don't even know what the fuck
Good
to do with this.
idea.
Gotta be resourceful.
I was
I
stuck
mean-
just kind of jumbling those ideas in my head of what the fuck, to the point where I was just it fucking was just it was right there. And I
Golf
was
course, man, every time.
Coming
It
out
was
hot.
right there. It was right
Yeah.
there. I was like, holy shit. And I was literally holy shit. And I was in between. I was on the stairs from the first floor to the second floor. And just, it came. And I was stuck and sitting there. And I had my, boxers. I had my fucking, just some pajamas on and shit. And didn't know what to do. And at the time, I was stuck there.
I know.
I was stuck there. I'm like, what the fuck do I do? Without anybody noticing, I'm trying to think of some fucking MacGyver ways to get out of this situation where
It
it's
was a cat.
I don't want anybody to know. And it's
hot
funny
sauce
because
from
to this day, they don't know the story. So when they hear this, it's probably gonna be pretty funny to them. But
Oh, amazing.
I managed to cover it up. So I was like, oh fuck, what do I do? So I went back in the room. I was just standing there. I'm like, okay, just
shit my pants.
hold it. Just hold it. No, at this point it was already
The volcano is erupting.
it was already there, but there was more left, and I was like, I can't stay here. I can't stay forever, man. I'm telling you,
Done
man,
with you yet.
Can only
man,
clench
Crohn's
for
is a
so
bitch.
long.
Let me tell you right now, going back to diarrheaing for 5 months, this is some shit you really don't want to fucking deal with. But anyways, so I kind of stayed back in the room for like another like I don't know. I was like fucking like hurry this shit up. Like so, just something opens. I don't know what to do. So my sister's fiance gets out of the shower, and I was like, "This is my fucking move. Like this is where I have to go." And he just walked in. No one saw me. Was completely stealth, and just threw everything in the shower, fucking washed everything out. It was just like those pajamas and those boxers are just fucking gone. Like
Did
it was
they
like
not
that
wonder
shit
why
is
you're
going away.
washing your stuff?
Well, I mean, I couldn't just exactly throw them off in the room.
True.
Because like
She did the right thing by
Here,
throwing
here's
it in the
your
tub.
I might as well. I'm like,
laundry
I had it. I was like, it was contained. I'm like, I just need it out to the bathroom, and I
think
might be
Uranus
able to
would tell a
salvage the
different story.
situation. So then after that happened,
We're gonna have to call
I was
for
like,
facts.
I got out,
Fact check.
and I just remember I got back to my room, I changed, and then I just went down, and like right before I went to work, you know, I say hi to my sister, I'm like, all right, I'm going to work, bye. But that was the most terrifying, most embarrassing like
Oh, yeah.
moments of just
Why are a bunch of Paul's clothes in the tub?
Right?
Boy, he took a mean shit while he was in here too.
Dude, like, is there like melted chocolate on the fucking stairs? Like, what the fuck? Who's bringing the chocolate syrup upstairs? But that was a
terrible.
very
Well done, Paul.
anxiety-full experience of just not knowing what the fuck to do. And,
Yeah, seriously.
Oh my god, yeah, that
I
was
have
terrible.
a slightly panic story that
was so
as now we
bad.
were talking
Yeah.
about shitting yourself.
Amazing.
Like I haven't shit myself since
It's only happened like
I was
twice
a
in my
young
life
lad,
for full time. But
and
yeah, go.
I was out with some friends playing some touch football at the adult high school football yard. I don't know if you guys know where the adult high school. I know you probably don't, but
Nope.
Gladstone and whatever. Yeah, it was probably like 10 or 11, and we were playing touch football for a few hours, and throughout the whole time I could definitely feel like, you know, it was building up, but I'm having too much fun. I'm here, nothing's open, it's a Sunday afternoon, there's nowhere to take a shit.
Yeah, totally.
And so
You're on a baseball diamond.
yeah, and I wasn't getting picked up until a certain time, and we ended much earlier than I was getting picked up.
How old were you at this time?
Like 10 or 11
okay,
maybe.
okay. So go back to
Yeah,
childhood here.
yeah. That I had probably about an hour to kill. I wasn't, obviously I'm that young, I'm not going to leave the fucking football field. Like I was told to go there, stay there until you're picked up. So I had to poop. And I held that shit for as long as I could.
Just doing what you're told.
Yeah, more or less, until I got so backed up that like, oh God, I can feel it. Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. To the point of where I hopped on that public trash can and just
You just
took a
had to
dump.
go.
Better have it,
Gotta
eh?
do what you
I had to get
gotta
it
do.
out. Yeah.
Thank fuck for that trash
However,
can.
I had no toilet paper for when I was done.
Well, at least you had a trash can.
But at least I had
Otherwise,
the
that
fucking
would've been
trash
third
can.
base.
But when I got picked up, my dad was wondering why the fuck I smelled like shit.
That's where you got to hope for the Joe Carter every time, right?
Did you tell him?
No.
Until now.
No.
Hey.
I got home and
If
took a
he ever
fucking
decides
bath.
to listen.
My dad witnessed it, so you know, he
Wait, what?
witnessed mine.
Oh,
He was there.
Yeah.
He's like, "You okay?" No.
I just shit my pants.
I want to go home.
Gonna sit this one out.
What did you just
You
do?
got an extra pair of drawers in that golf bag of yours?
Shit myself. Let's go to the next tee already. I think I did well on the back nine though. But yeah. Thank you.
Get it back.
I'm going
on.
to start making this a regular thing now.
All right, one left. There's only one left. One story
Oh,
left.
I had one. All right. I was, I think, 8. Yeah. So I was on a ski trip with my sister and a bunch of other people. And this was the first time that, as like a 9-year-old, I experienced like the scary moment of diarrhea. But I was sleeping. So I woke up having to shit and I couldn't find toilet paper anywhere. I'm freaking out. Everyone's like sleeping. We had bunk beds. There was like 6 people in one room, right? My sister's not in my room. I'm like, fuck, what do I do? So I'm like scared, trying to find my sister's room. As I'm trying to find her room, I'm like slowly like shitting my pants because I don't know where to go. And
Like
it's
a prairie dog. He's just
I'm not
kind of
even
coming in
kidding.
and out.
She always made fun of me because like I never told anyone the story, and I was like, no, like don't tell anyone. Like you can't tell anyone. And here I am, like, hey, yeah. No, it was scary, man. I was
shit
like,
my
I don't know what I'm
pants
doing.
and I liked it.
And then I finally found her. I'm like crying in the bathroom, like I have shit in my underwear. And then she's like, here, just follow me. I'm like, I need toilet paper. Like crying, go back to bed all embarrassed. The next morning, I'm like, don't look at me. Please, I just don't. It was a tough moment.
Snickers bars the next
She
day,
made
yeah.
fun of me for like 4 years. It was really tough.
That's mean.
As
It
an
was
older
really-
sister should do.
You know,
Yeah, when you're
it
8.
was so embarrassing. And like there was a boy I liked, and then my sister's like dropping little hints next to him, and I'm like, shh.
And you were dropping
sorry.
little shits
And then
next
I
to
was
him.
dropping little turd nuggets. Like, you know what I mean? It was that's
Aw.
I think that's why I never went to camp.
Did you say
That's my
that
last
that
year.
you never told your sister about that and that she's going to hear it on this podcast?
Probably at some point.
Nice.
Nice.
She'll
That
probably,
new juicy ear flaps.
she'll probably
Heather,
just
pay
be happy I
attention.
didn't ruin her floors.
No, but now she's got something to ridicule with.
We're way past that. I wasn't 8. I was like, I don't know, 20. I was way later in life for that happened to me, man.
I was like 32.
Yeah, see, there
Like,
you
it
go.
was like a couple of years ago.
It doesn't matter the age.
Yeah.
It's that everyone's got a shit story. So
Everybody poops.
everybody
Oh, yeah.
poops.
Some of us are in the forest. Some of us
Some of us
are
Stuck at
in
home.
ski
at
camp.
home. Some of us at camp. Some of us are at a football field. But at the end of the day, it's always in our underwear.
That is
Yeah,
true.
that's true.
Moral of that story is always wear underwear.
Yeah.
You never know when
I was
the
really
shit's gonna
expecting you
come.
to say, bring another pair.
Or go to
Always bring another pair.
Nah, it's a game I like to play.
Or always have a plastic bag on
Is it shit or is it fart? I've only lost once.
Why do you even take the chance? Just
Oh, I didn't.
no.
That wasn't a chance I took. It just
Yeah, it's just, hey, man, like gas is healthy. Sometimes you just don't think it's.
I'll edit that.
that was that's week 2 in the books for us.
Yeah.
We went right into. We went
We
right
have
into
made
shit
it.
stories.
Speaking of
We didn't
2,
even- we didn't
that
even
was
lead up
week
to
2
that.
right there. I think based on that, we should take a break next week.
Yeah.
Also based on the fact that Ali and I are going to be in Las Vegas
Yeah.
for Las Vegas
Vegas,
Death
baby.
Fest.
You gonna double up or what?
After the stories, probably.
Sweet.
Oh, that. We'll see. So
He kind of winked at me when he said that.
So, yeah, we'll see you guys in a couple of weeks, and we'll get back at her with some more games, and we'll always do the talk like an idiot because we always have a good time with that. We got
Yeah,
some more
it's always
sentences. If you got any more sentences,
Yeah.
feel free
Yeah.
to
Please
feel free to
go
send
to
them
our
to us
YouTube
on our
page.
YouTube,
Like, comment.
YouTube,
subscribe.
on our Instagram that Ali has set up for us,
Really?
Yeah,
Yep.
we now have
Yep.
Instagram,
Oh, shit.
people.
and
Multiple
The
platforms.
Gumball Machine
Yeah,
Pod.
baby!
the Gumball
We
Machine.
are
Yeah, put a quarter in, get
online.
something funny. If you get a black ball, the podcast's free.
That's enough careless whispers. Thank you very much. You're the Gumball Machine. Thank you. Bye bye.